we're going to talk about what to expect when you're expecting a cannabis edible. The reason people panic on edibles is not because they're dangerous. It's because no one explains the timeline. If you understand the next 2 hours, you will never accidentally take too much again. Every bad edible experience follows the exact same sequence of decisions. We're currently in the first phase. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly when it hits, why people redose, and how to stop a high that's way too strong. And if you've ever said, these edibles aren't working, this video's about you, baby. And right now, we're in the waiting period. For beginners, most people will fill THC at 2 to 5 milligrams. A typical dispensary dose is 10 milligrams. That's a normal adult dose, not a beginner dose, huh? Years ago, 10 to 20 milligrams felt strong to me. Now it takes 40 to 50 milligrams to feel similar effects. Tolerance increases not only with smoking and vaping, but also with edibles. If you take a break, then your tolerance resets. So beginners, start with 5 milligrams or less. You could always take more, but you cannot take less. This will become emotionally relevant later in the video. Homemade edibles are unpredictable unless carefully calculated. Many people don't actually know the potency of their butter or oil. A single cookie could contain 5 milligrams or 100 milligrams. Beginners should be extremely cautious with homemade edibles until the potency is verified. Assume that it's stronger than advertised. Also, do not try to match your experienced friend. This isn't a competition. Taking more than your tolerance allows will not make the experience stronger. It'll just make it overwhelming. We're still in the waiting period. Edibles are not like smoking or vaping. Your liver converts the THC into 11-hydroxy-THC, which crosses the blood-brain barrier more easily and it lasts longer. Let's talk about edible timing and when you should feel the effects. If you take a standard edible, it's going to take 45 to 60 minutes before you feel any effects. Do not redose for at least 2 hours because it's possible your digestion was busy and it takes a little more time. If the edible was made with ABV, which is weed that was already vaped, right? That edible will take longer to kick in, potentially 1.5 to 2 hours before you feel any effects. Now, if the edible was made with nanoemulsion, or it's a tincture that you're taking sublingually, then that's going to kick in between 50 and 20 minutes, much more faster acting. And why do these timings vary from one person to the next? Remember, your digestion, your metabolism, your food intake, and your fat consumption all matter. Fat helps absorb THC, so oftentimes a gummy is going to feel stronger after a meal. This leads to the #1 mistake that beginners make, redosing. Never redose before 2 hours, not 45 minutes, not because you're bored, 2 hours, right? Because every bad edible story begins with, I didn't feel anything, so I took another. Around 30 to 60 minutes, you might feel something subtle. This is not the high. This is the trailer for the high. People believe that they've reached their destination when they've only found the parking lot. We're still in the waiting period. There's always a moment. You stop mid-sentence. You notice that your breathing becomes manual. Music ends up having layers. You've crossed the threshold. Some of the common effects that you might experience are body heaviness or warmth. The weight of your existence is finally measurable. You have an altered sense of time, right? Minutes become a lifestyle. You have increased internal thoughts. You're now thinking in director's commentary. You may experience hyperfocus or confusion. You're either going to understand the universe or forget how to use spoons. You might also experience emotional amplification. Every feeling you now have is in 4K resolution. And of course, food becomes extremely persuasive. The refrigerator starts having excellent arguments. Edibles are stronger than vaping or smoking because your liver converts the THC into a more psychoactive form, 11-hydroxy-THC. And when you take an edible, the peak lasts between 2 and 4 hours, whereas the total duration could be 6 to 8 hours. Dose matters here more than anything else. We're still in the waiting period. This right here is important. If you took too much, you're safe. Cannabis alone does not cause fatal overdose. What you're experiencing is temporary overstimulation, not poisoning. This is where the 911 call videos come from. Someone thinks they're dying, and they're not. Your nervous system is alarmed. Your body is fine. What happens if you overdo it? First off, take some CBD. CBD can help lower the intensity of THC. Also, you should hydrate. Water can be the negotiator between you and reality. Eat some food. Sometimes that distraction of eating food and enjoying and so forth can help. Chew on some black peppercorns. They have a terpene in them that is quite calming. Also, lemonade and citrus sometimes help. Control your breathing, right? Count, right? You've been doing this your entire life. You know how to breathe, don't worry about it. Go jump in the shower or clean up your bits, right? Sometimes that helps. And optionally, just fall asleep. If you're too stoned, taking a nap, when you wake up, you're gonna feel better. If sleep isn't an option, change the room or your lighting. By changing your setting, you can affect your mood. Call a friend that you feel comfortable with. Explain the experience, right? If you have an animal or a pet, pet them, right? That can make you feel better. Now, let's talk about some of the things you should definitely avoid when you're taking edibles for the first time. Number one, if you're a beginner, you should avoid mixing alcohol with edibles. It amplifies dizziness and nausea, and for some, that can equate to vomiting. If you're with a friend who's overdone it with edibles, you need to reassure them. Let them know they've taken too much and this will pass. Because it will, right? Your first edible should not be at a party. It shouldn't be in public, and it should not be with strangers. You should be somewhere that you feel safe. Remove the responsibilities that you have for that day and keep the edibles away from children and pets because they absolutely will eat them. If a child or animal consumes cannabis, seek medical or veterinary help immediately. This video is not meant as guidance for those types of situations. We are still in the waiting period. Now that we've talked about harm reduction, let's talk about some things you might want to do if you take an edible. Number one, watch a comedy movie. Everything is going to be funnier to you now. Put on some headphones, listen to some music. You're in the song, yo! Draw or do some crafting. You're going to create something deeply meaningful to you. Clean your house. Pseudo-productivity, baby! There are some things that you should not do if you take an edible. Number one, don't drive. Number two, don't online shop, especially grocery shop. Don't ask me how I know that one. Also, don't text people that you have history with, like an ex, for example. And don't try to be productive. If you plan to be productive, you're gonna fail miserably, huh? All right, let's talk about what happens if you don't feel edibles, because some people struggle to feel edibles due to metabolism differences or gut issues. I have two suggestions. Number one, try infused dairy products. Infused milk, infused heavy cream, infused cheese, infused ice cream, etc. Infused dairy seems to work better for some people, right? Number two, take a tablespoon of MCT oil 30 minutes before you take your edible. By taking MCT oil, you're going to increase the bioavailability of THC in your system. Edibles are predictable if you follow 3 rules. Low dose, wait 2 hours, and be in a safe environment. Most negative experiences come from breaking one of those rules. Remember, respect the gummy and it will respect you, baby.